the transfer show already. We're going to talk Liverpool. So, Mark, Federico Chiesa. Liverpool say they want to keep him. Why on earth would he stay when he's not getting any game time?
Good question. Ultimately, only he can answer that. What we do know is that there is interest in Chiesa. Napoli and Juventus are two sides that have both expressed an interest in taking him on loan. Liverpool are absolutely not interested in any deal. We're being told that if there were to be any deal, which they're not interested in, it would have to be a permanent. And both Napoli and Juventus are thinking more of a loan. He has 2.5 years on his current Liverpool contract, and there's been no formal approach from any Serie A club or from any club with regards to Federico Chiesa as well. So, yeah, it's funny because, there's a real clamour from the fan base to play him more. He seems to be involved in big moments. He has an impact when he comes off the bench, but he doesn't seem to be getting the game time that perhaps he'd like. Maybe now that there's a few injuries to Isak and Hugo Ekitike, Mo Salah's off at the AFCON, maybe he'll get a little bit more game time. But yeah, he's certainly a player that's got a lot of interest from sides back in Italy. Now,
when we did our Inside Liverpool programme in that final international break, we chatted about the fact that Liverpool has spent nearly £500 million. And you said to me, you looked me in the eye and went, they're going to spend another 100 million in January. And I went, that means they've got it wrong. And you said, no, they haven't. Are they still going to spend 100 million?
Well, when I said that on the Inside Liverpool programme, which you've done very well to remember, I did anticipate them being in the market for Antoine Semenyo, which, as we know, is around £60-65 million. This is the summer spending and a potential summer spend of 446.5. What we have to remember is that is the maximum potential spend.
Yes.
And you have to take into consideration the fact they sold £250 million worth of players as well. So the actual net spend is something more like 240. Divide that by 2 summers, then actually 120 odd million over each summer is not that massive for a side of Liverpool's calibre. I said there could potentially be a spend in January. They didn't spend that money in the summer thinking, oh yeah, we'll top it up with another 100 million. If they'd signed Antoine Semenyo, that would have been a big chunk of money. And I still think they're in the market for a defensive player, someone that can play at centre-half, maybe someone that can play at right-back. We know that Mark Guehi is still very much on their radar. What his price tag will be in this window, should the Palace decide to move, 20-25 million? I think if they were to do a player, it would be a defensive player. But other than that, I think the Semenyo thing would have been an opportunistic signing in this window with that low release clause. They weren't at the table at the end of the day. He's gone to Manchester City, we know that now. But if they can get the right player in to add a little bit of structure, a little bit of a solid defence backbone with someone that can play as a centre-half and a right-back, I think they'd definitely be interested.
Carve, could any player they bring in reignite their title defence?
No, I think it's too late for that. I think almost certainly Arsenal are going to win the title, or maybe Manchester City. I don't think there's very many, if any, Liverpool fans out there who think they've got a chance of retaining the title this time round.